Yo, what's up, guys? What you're about to see are two live trades today on ICP, and I'm trading with my Discord group a lot. I called everything today, step by step, telling them where the major resistances are. Okay, so first of all, we identified two major resistances, 980 and about 1040. And I took my profit at 975, and it ended up doing like another 25%. But the cool thing about this is this. Way back in April 13th, I told everybody I'd be adding about 100K to Near Protocol. And I ended up buying it at an average price around, now it's about $4.20. I added 50K more. So you can just imagine with it being around $11 right now with what 150K did. So if you were in my Discord group, I always update people with my portfolio. But what was really funny was that we all thought it was going to resist at 980, but it ended up smashing to the next resistance at 1040, which I thought would hold as well. But it ended up doing like 25% above that. So it was a really good trade. Like today, I'm actually moving. Actually, for the next 3 days, I'm moving, and I'm only trading with a very small account right now. I still happen to make $2,000, and I thought I would upload a video to show you guys how I live trade. And most of it just happens to do with trading continuation patterns. And if you hear and watch a lot of people trade live, I hope that you can learn something from it as well. So anyways, enjoy the video. And by the way, guys, if you are not in my Discord group yet, you've got no idea what you're missing out on. I'm constantly updating my Discord group. It's got over 1,800 members in it. And it doesn't matter if I'm moving. It doesn't matter if it's 3 in the morning. If there's something to update, there's always going to be a lot of activity. And I'm constantly going to be posting in it as well. Not only that, I've got my emergency bull market survival guide course right now. You guys should DM me. The course is $200, but if you DM me, I'm going to give you a really good deal to get into my Discord group as well. Trust me, it's worth it. When you guys learn my strategies and see a lot of the content that I'm posting, the chances of you being really successful in the bull market, it's only going to increase. I'm always posting, guys. Like, it doesn't matter what time it is. So, and I'm usually really right as well. I even called the long to 980 at first. My internet's really slow right now. I even called the next resistances, right? So I'm always calling everything in my Discord group. Anyways, enjoy this live trade. Two trades back to back, $2,000 profit. And they were with small positions, only with $25,000. And on each one, I took a 4% profit, which is really big for day traders. So 8% total on 25K. Anyways, DM me on Twitter. You guys know my Twitter. I'm Philakone Crypto. And DM me. I'm going to give you guys a really good deal because I made the course really affordable to everybody. It's only $199 for the course by itself. But the sweet spot, I'm going to sweeten it for you to make sure you also get a really good deal on the Discord group. Anyways, talk to you guys soon. Bye now. Yo, everybody. So way back in April the 13th, I told everybody that I was going to diversify into coins like Near Protocol and Internet Protocol. So I bought about $100,000 of ICP when it was around $4. So today, the price of ICP has moved up an incredible amount to $9.23. I also added about $50,000 along the way. So my base price is about $4.45. So my $140,000 or so has more than doubled already. But not only that, like I also day traded. I told my group that ICP was most likely going to hit $9.80. So I told everybody here just like around 2 hours ago that ICP would most likely hit $9.80 or even go a little bit higher than that. So I decided to day trade it as well. So you can see that ICP has done some incredible gains over the past few days. I mean, just on the 11th, it was like $5, right? So I was down a lot before it ended up going upwards. I mean, I bought in April, right? So it already reached $3. So on my $140,000 position, it actually dropped to about 25% lower than that. So I was down for, around like 35, 40K at a point. But now that it's gone parabolically upwards, like I'm very happy with my position. So far right now, I'm holding a significant amount of coins in my portfolio. I hold 20 coins and they're all subdivided into different sectors. So I've got layer ones, layer twos, of course, the big ones, Ethereum and Bitcoin. I'm also heavily investing into DeFi and also gaming and AI. And I've got a lot of coins to consider as well, 10 coins that I'm researching right now, on top of 3% dedicated to memes. I think that it's really good to have an investment portfolio that's going to be subdivided into multiple sectors. And then within those sectors, you're going to choose some of the top performing coins. I do believe that in 2024 and 2025, it's going to be one of those amazing years where a fuck ton of millionaires are going to be made, put it that way. In 2017, I had the privilege of experiencing my first bull market where I made my first $1 million. And I didn't really know much about the market, but it gave me a lot of experience that led into the 2021 bull market where I did even better with a huge portfolio that performed incredibly well. Now that this will be my third bull market, I now manage a huge portfolio that's valued well over seven figures. And I'm hoping to turn that into even possibly eight figures this upcoming 2 years. But it's also good to That's only one stream of income, though, your investment portfolio. So I always recommend people to learn how to day trade as well, where in a bull market, you want to focus on swing positions, longer time frame positions, so you can ride it to the maximum amount. And if you spend the time studying to learn how to day trade, learning how to find these potential setups, how to enter, how to ride it to the maximum amounts, you're going to have basically dual income, one from your investment portfolio side and also one from the swinging position side as well. And in terms of how you allocate it, it's really up to you, right? So myself, the majority of my income will be derived from the investment portfolio, but I'm still going to dedicate anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 for day trading positions as well. So overall, though, investment portfolio long term, it's going to heavily outperform your day trading because it depends on skill too much. So right now I'm in just a small position. I'm actually moving for the next 3 days, so I'm just in a $26,000 casual position where I'm up about $800 right now, which is a little bit more than 3%. So if you think about your portfolio, how it's going to generate revenue over time when the bull market keeps going to the upward side, and then you combine that with day trading profits as well, you can just imagine how the profits could come, right? So I'm very excited about this bull market because it's going to keep me extremely busy. I'm going to be working probably an average of 12 to 16 hours a day, 17, excuse me, 12 to, I'm thinking of something else, 12 to 16 hours a day for 7 days a week. I'm not going to take a day off because the people that want to make the most amount of profit, they're not going to take any days off. They're going to make sure they do the research and TA every single day. So right now I'm doing very well on this trade and I'm moving. So my wife made me withdraw all my USDT to put on my ledger because she's very scared of me making mistakes. And you know what? It's a very good, safe practice to have as well, where sometimes you just have to remove the amount of money you have on exchange to prevent yourself from doing dumb things. Therefore, I'm leveraged really high right now. And that I have no problems admitting. But I'm going to take my profit of $900 or roughly 1,000 and boom, position closed. So on this trade, I had a profit of $950. The only time you are allowed to leverage is if you actually have the asset somewhere else. And but if you're like leveraging because you want to have more capital to trade, which you actually don't have anywhere else, that's not a good thing to do because that's an amateur mistake, right? And that really needs to be understood. You are only allowed to leverage if you have the assets somewhere else, like if it's on another exchange or if it's on your ledger. But let's say that you're capped out at $2,000 and that's literally all that you have. You are not allowed to leverage because then you're just trying to trade with more money to make more money that you don't actually have. So that's a really important concept to understand. So made $950 today, which is actually the cost of moving to pack up my entire house and to move everything. We hired a company to do all of that. That cost about $1,000. So in one day, I paid for that. So when you combine this with an investment portfolio that's going to continuously go to the upside over time, And then you day trade as well for some small profits here and there. You can just see how the income is going to add up over time. But of course, in a bull market, I'll be adding tons of size, especially when I have more time as well. So bam, guys, easy $1,000 today. Yo, what's up, everybody? Okay, so we're going to talk about ICP because there's still many opportunities. Notice how on the 5 minute time frame, it doesn't really look like the best channel, right? Because there's multiple places that pokes to the upside. For example, here and here. You would agree with me, right? But if you go to a different time frame, for example, 8 minute time frame, does that channel now look pretty much perfect? Like literally perfect, right? You'd agree with me. Where the bodies are within the channel and there's only some wicks that poke above it, right? You'd agree. Whenever you see a structure like this, it is always a third wave. So always assume it's a third wave. It's rarely a fifth wave, put it that way. Okay? Rarely. So maybe it is, maybe it is. Like you don't but rarely have I seen it be an actual third wave. I think I've posted about this kind of structure like many times before as well, about how they're a fifth wave, or sorry, a third wave. So if you really wanted to trade this coin, you would look for a continuation pattern. Like right here, you would see for sure 5 waves coming down. You might not always see it, but you do see that 5 wave. So you must assume that on the correction to the upside, there could be another wave down. So you have two choices to make. Okay, you can choose to take a risk and retrace when you notice some bearishly diverging signs. Okay, like for example, you might be able to see that this is now doing like an ABC. Okay, if it does an ABC, just as an example like that, you might want to short it when the C finishes. Okay, you can take a risk like that and short on the retracement up, or what you can do is try to look for a pattern, but that might not always be the easiest to spot. Or you would short it on the next break below that low. Okay, but when it breaks above that below that low, you can choose to short it as soon as it breaks, or you can choose to let the break occur. Like let's just say it got up to here, okay, just hypothetically. Got up to there, you can let the break occur, and then you go to a small time frame, look for small retracement up, and then short the continuation. So that's how you play it. And let's see if this is gonna work. Yo guys, so ICP, whenever you see a channel like this, it's most likely a third wave. It's like always a third wave, okay? Like channels always break down. Whoa, that was really, really fast. Okay, so waves like that break down. I was going to short the continuation, as in I thought it was going to retrace upwards and then continue further, but it didn't actually do that. Instead, what it did was it came down and then it went right back up into the actual sorry, I'm thinking back into the channel, right? See how it went back into the channel? So because of that, you know that it's bullish. So because of that, I entered a long position. Yo guys, what's up? Okay, so I'm going to talk about my position. It's too fast to even talk about, to be honest, but I will. I'm $800, $900 up right now, very quickly. So see that white channel? The channel there often breaks down. Now, I thought that it was going to break down and then continue down, because usually that's what happens. So you wait to see if it's going to retrace up, and then it makes another lower low to break the low and continue down. But it actually never did that. Instead, what it did was it went back into the channel. So because of that, you know it's time to long it. So whenever you see something like that happening, you got to make sure that you understand that it's getting back into the channel and it's time to long it. Not only that, the long time running resistance was, well, first of all, the channel, right? And also this price range, that white line, this one right here, around $9.35. So because it was inching towards there, and because it broke back into the channel, like right around there was a really good entry for you to take. And that's important to understand the mechanics of how these confluent reasons are going to make up multiple reasons for you to enter a long position. So if you zoom very far out, for example, on the daily, you see where it says 980 on the right? That number is derived from a long time standing resistance over here. It doesn't mean it's going to get to it. Well, maybe it's a little bit higher, 983. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed to get there, but there's a possibility to get there. So because of that, I'm still in my long position. So because of that long time resistance near $9.80, I'm going to maintain my bullish stance and stay there in that position. In fact, what I believe is going to happen is that because this channel tried to break to the downside and it recovered strongly by getting back into the upside and it broke this right there, there's a strong chance that resistance is actually going to just smash up very, very soon. That logic needs to be understood. Trading is all about logic based. It's all about if this happens, then that is going to happen. And if you understand that the channel, first of all, broke right there. See that channel break? It made a low. Instead of continuing to make another low, instead of continuing to make another low, not only did it not do that, but it got back into the channel. So I'll recap that. It makes a channel, and the channel fails to break up. Instead, it breaks down right there. It makes a low, but instead of retracing upwards and then continuing down, it breaks back into the channel on a bullish note. Not only that, this white line around 935 is very bullish if it breaks above it, which it does do that. So because all of these things happen, it's most likely going to break to the top side, okay, of that channel. It's very, very likely. So I'm just going to keep an alert here and then just ride it for now and not panic. Because right now is where a lot of people are probably going to sell and take their profits because they're scared of it not breaking to the upside. But because of everything that I just mentioned, it has a very, very high likelihood of breaking to the upside. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So it's all logic, right? It's all logic. So right now I'm up a decent amount, 600 and whatever. I'm leveraged high. I don't really give a shit. I've got millions in my portfolio, so it's like, do I really give a shit about leveraging? Not really. I have the assets. They're all liquid. I just don't have a lot in the exchange because of trust issues and because of moving. Only leverage if you actually have the assets to cover it, right? If you don't have the assets, then you're just a motherfucking idiot that's leveraging because you believe you need more money to make more money, and you're making the mistake of all amateurs, right? So right now, if you look on a low time frame, like it looks like it's got no reason to stop. I mean, RSI is on a tear to the upside, right? But it might stall here. It might stall. But if you look at the RSI, there's nothing stopping it right now. It's still getting higher highs. Histogram's still going to the upside. So let's look at the lower time frames. It's making a high right now that wants to smash. Right there. That's the high that wants to smash. I mean, there's nothing stopping it. There almost was a chance for the histogram to drop down right there, but it recovered. So now this is a fight for around now. Like this is definitely a fight. It might even stall around the 963 range. But if it breaks upwards, here's the crossover now. So this is where it gets deadly. The bulls need to recover this. If they don't, it's going to be a drop. So this little histogram that's poking to the negative side right now, that needs to be fought. Right? It can take a few bars, but there is a chance now of it dropping down. It always starts on the lower time frames and then it cascades over to the higher time frames. So yes, it's possible. But in my opinion, because of everything I've mentioned earlier, it probably will not. Although, if it does drop down a little bit right now, I still believe there's a high probability of it breaking to the upside. I don't see any reason why this would not break to the upside eventually and hit a higher price point than that. I don't think 970 is the highest it's going to get. I think it's going to end up hitting at least 980. And if you think about the higher ranges, okay, it can even hit higher than that. There's a possibility it could hit even $10.43. And the logic for that is very, very simple as well. Let me show you. I like trading because it's all deduction based. So if you take a look at this high right there, that's where that one massive candle retraced a huge amount. That's a 1044, but that's going to be the long shot in my opinion. This daily candle is still massive. I mean, all the price action is pointing to the upside still. I mean, there's like literally no signs of it slowing down in any way, even on 2 hour. And here we go, round 2 of some bullish pressure. I'm just gonna send an alert here and go chill and just watch some Facebook stuff or some YouTube shorts. That's what I do. I set alerts and then I just go watch shorts just so I don't like, ooh, look at the price action, like looking out on the second time frames and shit like that. You know what I mean? So this white line right here, do you see? I don't know why it's saying 9.2. That's so weird. See, oh, that's why it hit it, but it's not 9.2. It's weird. I just set an alert like a little bit above here, like I usually do. And this is the real resistance, like right around here. See that? But you see on the 30-second time frame, the MACD wants to smash up. Do you see that? See that? It's about to cross up. Even though it's lagging, it's a good indication. Ooh, look at that. How many times? It's hitting it 4 times already, and it's near the top of the resistance. Of course it wants to break above it. Like, look. You would be mad if you tried to short this right now. Like, crazy as fuck. So price action is just going insane. I'm up $900 now. Ooh, $900. Pretty good. I'm not even trading big either. I'm just trading on a tiny, tiny account right now because my wife won't let me trade on the big account during our move. So I'm just keeping like under $2,000 on here and I'm just leveraging the fuck out of it. My wife doesn't care if I lose $1,000 or $2,000, but she cares when I lose like 10,000 and up. She only cares if it's over 5 figures. If it's only 4 figures, you can do whatever you want. It's your money. We're just packing all day. I'm surprised I'm still looking at the market. Ooh, that's a good candle. That Doji candle was very good. I hope it finishes bullish. Come on. No, that's a really good candle. That Doji candle, because the bears tried to push down, but the bulls rejected it. Let's see if the bulls can continue upwards. No, no go. So now this is a new resistance up here. Some new resistance established. I don't think it's going to break it down, honestly. It doesn't look good anymore. It looked great earlier, but now you get the bearishly diverging RSI. See it? It looks bad. Oh, fuck. That might have been the 5th wave. That might have been it. Like a tiny, tiny 5th wave. Unless it does something redonkulous. Like this might have been it. Something like that. And then now it finishes the 5 right there. Or maybe it's got a little bit more to go. Like maybe. So right now you can see that it's fighting really hard here. I mean, it tried to break up right there on that histogram and then that crossover, but it failed. So because of that, it's like, okay, what's going to happen now? And you're getting like a really ugly hanging man type of candle now. So the resistance is actually pretty damn strong around 970. So 970 all of a sudden becomes, oh, did you see that price action? Oh, look at that shit, motherfucker. Oh, let's look at the volume. Let's turn on the volume, okay? Oh, the volume just got a really good spike there, okay? See that? It's called the middle finger. The middle finger is always a good volume indication. See that? See that middle fucking finger? Ooh, look at that volume going up. It's going. Oh, it's going. Come on, give me more volume. Volume. It's going up. I'm gonna take my profit right now, $1,000. Okay, boom, $1,000, guys. I just took my profit of $1,000. So I made another $950 on this trade. So that means I made two trades for exactly 950 fucking dollars. So this was a really good trade. So I made $1,900 today over two trades with a very small account. Ooh, look at that fucking price action. It's so crazy. Look at that. Look at that. Hey, look at that. It's like I made the right decision, guys. I made the right decision. 100%. So anyways, easy day. Like trading is not just, it's not all serious, right? It is very serious, but it is so fucking fun. Like this replaces every game in the world. Do you know how fun it is when you learn how to read price action and you're like you're watching basically like two teams. It's like any other sport. There's two teams, right? And they're fighting each other, the Bulls and the Bears. Sometimes the Bulls will win, sometimes the Bears will win. Sometimes one's scoring, sometimes one's defending. But always one ends up winning by a huge amount, right? It's just a matter of betting on the right team. And it's so exciting when you learn how to read price action and you're just watching them fucking go at it. And then, like, all these indicators that you see, they're nothing but metrics. They're nothing but like, okay, this person is, doing a better job. If it was basketball, right? It'd be like, oh, this team is doing better at rebounds. This team is doing better at fucking three pointers. This team is doing a lot better at steals, right? And it's just like different stats that's telling you which teams are doing better. And that's exactly what indicators are for. And now it's going to hit the 980 mark probably. I got out of the trade because I'm happy with $1,000, guys. I'm really happy with $1,000. Okay, bam. Yo, guys, like you need to understand this logic. Like, this is basic fucking shit. Okay, like I can't babysit you guys all the time and be like, "Yep, this is happening because of this." Like, no, it's a fucking channel that broke to the downside. Does that make sense? There's a channel that broke to the downside. Okay, and then it made a low. So because it makes a low, you would assume, and because it breaks the channel, you would assume it's going to make another low, right? So it breaks the channel first. It should be brought to your attention. And then after that, it makes a low. So what you want to do usually is like, you want to look for a break below here, okay? A break below the previous low to short it to continuation. Or you want to look for a resistance there and then short it if it starts to reject heavily. But obviously it did none of that. Instead, it got back into the resistance, right? Like it literally got back into the fucking resistance, which was previously a support. So because it went back in there, it should have been brought to your attention immediately, right? Not only that, this resistance should have been brought to your attention, 934-ish, which was near my entry, right? So it goes back into the resistance, and then it breaks above the next resistance right there, right? So it should have been, you should have longed it because of all these factors leading up to it. Does that make sense? You have to think about it systematically and rationally. Okay, like this resistance breaks, this low forms, but it doesn't actually make another low. Instead, it goes back into the resistance, and then it breaks this resistance. Whoa, it's flying right now. It's flying to like 1044. So you should have, I took my profit way too early, fuck. Way too early. It's okay, still made $1,000, still made 4%. 4% on 25K is a fucking huge win. I played 25K twice today, and I made $1,000 on each one, which is 4% on each one, which is 8%. That's fucking insane, making 8% on a trade. So it's still going. So I hope you understand that logic. Like, I'm just like, don't mind when I say this, but like, it's not exactly easy to understand this logic, right? It's a lot more difficult than you would imagine because it requires a lot of critical thinking. But that's how you would have taken this trade. It was easy.